Thank you all so much for joining us today. You're listening to the DS London podcast, and we are bringing back Gaming Talk, our rip-off of Fighting Talk, for our 10th anniversary. So we've got 4 wonderful guests today. Let me introduce you to them. So firstly, we're going to start Age Before Beauty. He has a distinct advantage of being one of these podcasts before.
Whoa. Age Before Beauty. That's harsh, man. Come on. That's really uncalled for. Jeez.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
Christ. I feel like I deserve like a 50-point head start now for that, man.
Asking for points doesn't get you very far. DS London's Cardinal Richelieu. I don't know how you pronounce that word.
Richelieu, and it's not slang like Marie thinks it is.
I didn't know.
Daniel Worry, welcome to Gaming Talk. How are you doing today?
I'm alright, man. Can we just let my theme music run for a bit, please?
We can do.
At least until it kicks in.
You have to talk about stuff for that time. Welcome, Harrison, to the podcast.
Let's go!
That's the top of sunshine. Okay, moving on to the co-host of Nintendo Podcast System, and while he's never been to Kanto, he's here tonight. Mathew Gibson, or Gibbo, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you.
How are you doing tonight?
Great. I'm doing great. How are you?
This music does make it feel a lot more epic.
Sorry, that music is just overpowering the voices, but
Still not as good as the Street Fighter 5 music I picked, but anyway.
You what?
You heard.
You what, mate?
You heard, mate.
No.
You heard, mate. You heard.
No, this is
Wait, you hear mine?
it's frying time now.
This is chaos already.
You heard,
It's
mate.
nap time.
We're going to move on to our fiery, red hot Irish redhead. She's beautiful and she's a Kimia fangirl. It's Mairéad Emmy Ralph.
Hey guys.
What even is that?
I went with something completely different.
That's some cornball stuff right there, man.
That's pen.
So
pen
che-
triicelon.
so
I went
much-
with something different.
That's cheese right there.
It's cheese and hybrid penguins. What's not to like?
Cheese and hyper penguins.
Okay, and our last and final guest tonight is the host of the StreetPass UK podcast and a blastball enthusiast. He'll segue into his own intro if I don't read this quick enough. Neale Maker. Fan of the wrestling, I think, as well.
I'm not saying
Oh,
anything.
what?
I'm just-
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Is that some kind of joke? Is this your subliminal way of saying that you're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be?
No,
Or is that
no.
Or is that Shawn Michaels,
You-
actually? That's Shawn
I'm
Michaels,
just-
isn't it?
I'm just a sexy boy.
That's the sexy boy, yeah, the Heartbreak Kid. Got my wrestlers mixed up there, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Not really good for fighting talk, is it?
No, it's not really good for fighting talk, is it?
I think you lose a point straight away if you get the wrong wrestler.
Oh.
Well, obviously, I'm going to make that up by the 50 that Lee's going to give me for insulting me to begin with about Age Before Beauty.
Yeah, so we'll...
you know what I mean?
1 point.
So those noises you heard are the points. So a minus point is this, which does occur occasionally. You'll get 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points. I'm judge, jury, and executioner for the whole tonight, so I'm going to enjoy this. So,
Obviously, Tainer Don would never know what a minus sound sounds like because he always just used to Wyndham for some reason. I can't think why, but you know. No, clearly not. Not holding a grudge.
okay, so DS London is 10 years old, and thank you all for the support you've given us over the year. This incredible fact leaves us one question. What is the best thing to happen to video games in the last 10 years? And I send this straight over to Neale.
Ooh. I'm going to say the 3DS.
That's your entire answer.
I don't know, is it? Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, you can keep going.
The 3DS. Clearly the 3DS. I mean,
That's
it is the main reason we're here at the end of the day.
Fair enough.
It is probably the only thing there for local multiplayer these days that is actually good. And it actually gives you a reason to create a community, be part of a community, make friends from a community, and it has Pokemon.
I would argue that its predecessor did all that and sold a shed load more.
Didn't have.
That's true.
Well, no, actually, isn't the 3DS the biggest selling handheld of all time?
No,
No,
the
not
DS,
yet,
the
not
DS,
yet.
the DS batters it comfortably. Comfortably.
But the 3DS has
DS.
StreetPass.
So what? Street Pass, Schmeat Pass.
Whoa!
So what?
StreetPass, StreetPass. This is.
So what?
Well, you guys
What?
do know that Pokemon Black and White 2 had something very similar, like a predecessor to Street Pass.
Yeah. The
shops, the little shopping mall things, and you could use the data from that with the Dream World. It was a predecessor to Street Pass. It had very similar features, but wasn't Street Pass.
Harrison, what do you think the best thing in the last 10 years has been?
God, where do I begin? As much as I hate to say it, I think the best thing, and it could similarly be the worst thing to happen to video games in the last 10 years, is probably the advent of online gaming. Say what you like about Microsoft, and there's a lot to criticize them for, but they kind of got it right with online gaming, with Xbox Live, the way they've done it. I hate what it is now, because when you go onto Xbox Live, there's nothing but adverts and everything, but they kind of got that one right,
Didn't that start over 10 years ago?
That's true. That's true.
I think it probably started over 10 years ago, but I would imagine that the 360 kind of got it. It probably hit the zenith with the 360. That's when it kind of is done properly from then on. I would argue.
Yeah.
I hate. Trust me. I despise Microsoft, and I hate saying it, but they kind of, if you're gonna give them credit for one thing,
also,
they've kind of got it.
I think that's a sound argument. Yeah.
Just another thing as well.
Got it right with that.
Isn't the Xbox 360 over 10 years old?
2005 was it not? Did it not hit?
It's over 10 years.
Oh,
Don't know.
Yeah.
Never got one.
that is.
Well, I don't know. Like early doors, it was kind of obvious that it kind of got it right with the 360, and I wouldn't say it was done well from the very beginning, but I think from 2006 onwards, you kind of say, okay, well, it's the kind of go-to place for online gaming.
I'd probably back you up with that. I think,
like I said, I think there's a bad side to it. I think there's a bad side to online gaming as well. I don't think it's all perfect, but I think they kind of set a standard with it for online console gaming anyway.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So
So, Mairéad, what do you think the best thing in the last 10 years has been?
You bloody guys had stolen my other answers. I'm going to go with virtual console releases. It's one of those ways you can play a game without. I mean, I am one for physical copies over digital copies any day of the week, but when the physical copy is like 50-60 quid and the digital is a tenner, it's fantastic. It allows you to play classic games that were otherwise well out of your reach.
But Marie, would you not argue that the lack of cross-buy on Nintendo Virtual Console is kind of getting a bit grating at this point? I mean, I love Super Mario World like the next person, but do I really have to pony up for the 5th time to buy it? When the next machine comes along, And
when it comes to virtual console games, I will not buy a game I already physically own. I would use it for games like Earthbound, which I've never played before.
Marie's point there. I'm 17, so I was born the year Ocarina of Time came out. So
bloody hell, you're a child.
Yeah, I know I am. Like, I'm not,
You are.
I'm still a minor.
God, you're literally a child. So what? You were like barely born when I was playing on Game and Watches, man.
Pretty much, yeah.
Christ.
Oh, but
like,
that's cute! Can I not give him a cuddle?
No, that's horrible.
That's embarrassing.
Man.
Couldn't be cute.
That's horrible, man.
I want to give the little baby a cuddle.
Wow, you must feel
not
like
baby, I'm 17.
when you touch a Game and Watch, you must feel like you're touching an historical fact.
No, that would probably
Pokemon is
be
ancient
me.
history for you.
It is.
It's only 2 years.
Christ.
Oh,
Damn.
But yeah, anyway, back to my point, supporting Marie, is that, like, it has enabled me to play some games that I wouldn't have been able to because I wasn't bored.
Mathew, what do you think the best thing in the last 10 years has been?
I would have said the DS, but that was 2005. So instead, I'm going for the next revolutionary thing, the Wii.
Which
great console.
No, because like this has completely revolutionized gaming. It brought in a whole new audience, like not just the core gaming market seen in the previous generation, but brought like families together. It was simple but still fun. It sold a lot, and I feel like it's part of our culture because like everybody has had, like, and especially my age, and I assume that's for the same as for everybody as well. But like, who didn't own a Wii?
Me.
Like, okay, right, except from you, let's just say.
Except for him.
Yeah,
Can we
and
not
I
give
feel
the boy another point because its codename was Revolution?
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you.
I think there's a very interesting yin and yang with the Wii. I think it definitely did what you said, brought families together and allowed Nintendo to get towards people who wouldn't normally touch games. But I think a lot of people who invested in Wiis quickly locked them in their cupboards.
Yep.
After a
That's
short amount of time. It didn't necessarily have. I don't know. For some people, it didn't necessarily have staying power.
No.
And I mean,
But that's
people
with all games
preferred-
and all consoles.
no, I know,
They're
no,
not for everyone.
I know it is. But for the Wii, I mean, while a lot of people did buy it, a lot of people did discard it quickly and didn't take it
They saw the
seriously.
gimmick,
point.
didn't they?
However,
That can't be denied.
okay, that can't be denied. Fair enough, but I feel because of the people that have been attracted to the Wii and therefore brought into this gaming market, I feel that sort of launched up the mobile games industry. Because if you look at like how big the mobile industry has become now, I don't think it was really the same before 2006.
Do you
But I
not
think
No, I agree with that, but I see where you're coming from, but I would argue, do you not think the iPhone probably had a bigger hand in making mobile gaming what it is?
Yep.
The advent of the iPhone had more of a bigger say in that than the Wii did.
Moving on to question 2.
What's the next question?
Okay, so Harrison, the last 10 years, hindsight is 2020. If you go back in time 10 years to give advice to any company, who would you visit and what would you tell them? Harrison.
Well, you know I'm going to approach I'm going to approach the guys at Nintendo. I'm going to be like, hey yo, what up? Yamachi-san, Iwata-san. Online gaming is going to get big. Digital distribution is going to get big. You might want to get on that and not get left behind, Might want to tighten up the relationships with third-party developers so that they still want to make games for Nintendo consoles, want to keep them sweet, so you're not just leaving it all to Mario to have to try and pull you out of the fire, Try and get on that. Give people user accounts, Do a bit more with the virtual console because you've actually got a rich gaming history that's not just all about Mario. You know what I mean? You actually, Nintendo actually used to do some arcade games, so get on that. Try and make the virtual console a bit more exciting. But I just tell them to the industry. I basically get the gist to them that the industry is changing, so kind of keep on top of that and keep track of that. You know what I mean? I know you don't want to necessarily copy Microsoft or Sony, but they do actually do good things with online gaming and digital distribution. So look at that and try to stay on top of that.
Mairéad, who would you go and what would you tell them?
My plan would be to go and speak to Clover Studios and to tell them, please buy your really lovely franchises off of Capcom because they're not going to do anything with them.
Yes. I actually, that awkward moment when you agree with me. Yes, I agree. Yes. Tell Nintendo to buy Mega Man and Beautiful Joe.
Clovers
fair
were, Okami was one of their biggest titles, and my god, if you...
I don't care. Tell Nintendo to buy all the Capcom franchises.
Oh.
They've got the money.
If they would, Beautiful Joe 3, please. Localize the anime, please.
Beautiful Joe 3, more how many people have been crying for new Mega Man games for how long?
Probably got Legacy Collection.
The Legacy Collection.
Oh, and we've also got Mighty Number 9. That's
Mighty
a
Number
Mega
9,
Man
yeah.
game that's never coming out, but it's still a Mega
Yeah.
Man game.
I love that the last significant thing of Mega Man of anything Mega Man that Capcom ever did was taking a fan-made project, Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, and claiming it as their own.
Oh yeah,
I love
forgot
that.
about
That's fantastic. They just literally don't care. They don't care. Has anyone here ever played Marvel v Capcom 1?
No.
No.
Right. Okay. There's a character in there from one of their games called Jin. He's from a game called Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness, and it just struck me one day because I was playing it. As a defeated Mega Man, and his winning pose involved him stepping on Mega Man's head, and I was like, that's literally how Capcom treat Mega Man these days. That's literally what they do. They're just stepping on his head. They don't care. So I'd be all for Marie's idea of having Nintendo buy Capcom franchises, get them out there.
Cool. And so over to Matt. What do you think?
Again,
where would you go in your
Nintendo,
TARDIS?
And I was about to add on that they should buy Capcom, but that's not my
I think
answer.
we're all in agreement there.
Stealing other people's answers.
Well, I was gonna say, hey, steady on. We don't need them to totally waste money, but
I would say, buy not Capcom. I just talked about it. If any company that I need to buy, it will be Platinum, because Bayonetta 2
Platinum
as
are brilliant.
yeah, no, because like right now they're doing Star Fox Zero, that's good, but they also made Wonderful 101, which is
I love
just
you.
brilliant. Yeah, I know, thank you. And Bayonetta 2, like even though it didn't sell well, I think that's a success for Nintendo for like trying to reach out to more hard
Diversify their market, yes.
Expanding on that argument of yours, would you not suggest that if Nintendo could acquire anybody on the cheap, would it not be Konami? Konami's stock has to be low
They
right
just
now.
do Metal
They're
Gear
making a lot of
Solid, I
monkey.
think.
Yeah, I know, but it's still Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid still has a massive following. They're still also, obviously, not for the sports head, but there's still Pro Evolution Soccer as well. There's Castlevania that could be brought back,
I think.
Konami, Konami own Bomberman as well. They own the Hudson Soft franchises, so if they could get anybody on the cheap, would it not be
That's a
Konami?
good point. But
It's just to expand on your theory, but yeah, no, I generally agree that Nintendo should acquire.
But
Platinum would be a great acquisition.
But the one that I originally had put down was to rename the Wii U and have good marketing for the system, because if you look at the success of the Wii, everybody had one basically. Thank you for that.
Lee, give the man extra points. Give the man extra points.
They're in there, don't worry.
Yeah, like the Wii U was kind of London in terms of the marketing, because like sure there have been good instances, but like I feel that's only really been with Splatoon and maybe Mario Kart 8. So I feel with Splatoon, marketing was on point and still is to this day in Japan at least, because in the UK like whole skate park was themed around it. In America they had this like event San Diego, I think the San Diego Beach or whatever, and they had ads in America.
They had cinema ads here and on TV. Same ads.
Yeah, so, very strong marketing for that. But, like, for the Wii U as a whole, I don't think it did it right off the bat. And its launch, Xbox One and PS4, I don't think they had that strong launches from what I've heard anyway. But
No, the PS4's launch was definitely a slow affair. It wasn't what it could have been. And I think Sony execs at the time came out and said that.
Right.
But yeah, the marketing, I don't think marketing was the main problem for the Wii U, but it definitely did.
yeah,
help.
and the name as well, because like
Definitely
the
did
argument
help,
I've heard, well, not the argument, but the thing that I've heard a lot about the name is because people would think that's an add-on, and as the main console itself looks so similar to the original Wii, people can easily mistake the gamepad as just an add-on. So, but
yeah, I've definitely seen it in department stores myself, where people were like, okay, where kids are looking at a Wii U with their parents, and the parents are like, what's a Wii U? And the kids aren't even sure themselves as to what it is, and they're like, it's a tablet device, and the parents are like, well, you've already got a tablet, so I'm not spending money on another one. You know what I mean? Which is clearly not what it is. But
yeah, and actually, following off that point, like I've never actually really understood that, because if they sold the gamepad separately, then that would have been a bigger problem. But like,
thank you. I thought I was the only one who felt that way. Christ, jeez. Lee, give the man some points.
He's already got enough points this round. We're done. This is enough of the question. I'm going to start minusing points.
Right, I'm ending my answer there.
Christ.
Jeez.
Okay, Neil, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, good. Where would you go in this lovely
You're still
thing?
alive over there. Do you want me to make you a cup of tea,
Yeah,
bye?
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So you pretty much stole my answers, right?
Sorry.
But it's fine.
They did it to me in round
Fine.
1. I had to design a new answer on the hop.
To bring it back in, I would go down the marketing, and what I would do is I would specifically go speak to Nintendo of Europe, and I would make sure that they didn't split up Nintendo of Europe into different sectors like Nintendo UK, Nintendo Germany, Nintendo France, etc. Reason being, by doing that, they are making their budgets for marketing and everything like that very small, so they can't compete from a marketing point of view with people like Microsoft and Sony, who operate out of one medium-sized, European-sized budget, and therefore that's hurting them because they can't keep up with people like Microsoft. They can't keep up with people like Sony in marketing their games, their hardware, having a presence at shows, having their games having a bigger presence on TV adverts and stuff like that, because they don't have enough money for it because they're too segregated. With an Xbox game, because they're very European based, they can throw out a game and do the same marketing across Europe so everyone sees it. Yet for for UK, their marketing could be completely different for a game in France, for Spain, and like that, and everything just becomes a bit too segregated. If that makes sense.
So the last 10 years include the incredible rise and fall of motion control games. Which experience do you think captured motion controls perfectly for you? Mairéad.
Okay, this will probably kick off another argument. Zelda Skyward Sword. That did it for me.
That was my one. That was mine.
It's the correct
That was my
answer.
one.
It's the correct answer.
Cool.
Despite
it is
its
the
needing
correct
to
answer.
recalibrate, that one did it for me. It's
the correct
a beautiful
answer.
game. Absolute beautiful game, and I think motion controls are one of the best things to happen to that game because it made it so accessible to all.
I've got to say,
it's the
playing
correct- it's-
Twilight
it's the
Princess
correct
recently, I've been amazed at how dull the combat is compared to Skyward Sword. So yeah, I would say
It's true.
it's true.
It's true. One-to-one motion control. Can anyone find anything on the 360 Connect on 360 or Move on PS3 that has a similar
I forgot
experience?
about Move.
I think everybody did, but yeah, no, that's got to be the correct answer.
Matt, let's hear your correct answer
It was also
for your
Skyward
favourite
Sword.
motion control games.
That's
It's
fine.
the
Come
correct
to me.
answer.
Yeah. So when I was playing it, sure, as Mairéad said just now, recalibrating and stuff could be a bit annoying at times, but I really felt like I was holding a sword and shield as well. It felt. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my words here. It made the experience feel that much more immersive. I felt like, and it wasn't just like the typical waggle remote to do this sort of thing. Like in Wii Sports, like when you were playing tennis, for example, you just had to just whack it, not necessarily in any direction, to hit it back. But in Mario Galaxy, all you had to do was just simply spin it or just shake it to spin. But in Skyward Sword, I felt like with all the different items, like the beetle especially, that's the key one here.
That's an amazing idea.
Like actually using the remote with the Motion Plus, bear in mind, to the full advantage, and how the enemies were also designed to take advantage of like different directions that you have to slash in. I think with Girahim, you also have to like overhead slash, like spin slash and stuff like that.
And poke him in the belly. That's the one that
Yeah.
caused me the most frustration.
Yeah.
You had to poke him in the belly, and it didn't respond to that, so I actually had to recalibrate like 2 or 3 times before I could actually poke him in the belly.
Neil, what's your favourite motion control
Wii
experience?
Sports.
Or not favourite?
And the main reason for Wii Sports is because the whole point of motion controls wasn't, and I'm not taking anything away from obviously what you guys have said, but I think the whole point of motion controls was to create that buzz and get people wanting to buy the Wii for like that party atmosphere. And I think that worked, because if you look at, I know we saw, Zelda Scott, we saw everything from that point of view, but But when you're seeing the adverts, when you're seeing other people playing the Wii, it's playing Wii Sports because of that whole anyone can pick it up and play it. It's casual, you know, you can have the party with it. I mean, granted, Zelda is very, you know, it's driven on you and it's your own personal experience and everything like that. But Wii Sports, brings everything together at the same time. It brings that casual, you know, you don't need to, you know, you could be playing with a 4-year-old and they could actually still win, which creates that buzz. So...
Well,
I think
against you, Neil, yeah, but against the rest of us, no.
I think it's clear that Wii Sports may arguably be the best tech demo to ever feature on a console.
Yeah.
Well,
technically, it's the biggest selling game of all time, isn't it? Technically, in use.
Yes, this is true.
So, Harrison, what do you think the best motion control experience has been?
Well, like I said before, Marie's answer is the correct answer to this, so I'm going to go off on a slight tangent, and I will say that even though they're ports of games that have gone before, I'm going to go with the new play control games on the Wii. So Pikmin and Pikmin 2, I think they're the definitive versions on the Wii because the motion controls just make them that much better. Although really, it's technically it's just glorified point and click, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think they make the experience so much better because I could never really get to grips with Pikmin and Pikmin 2 on the GameCube. Off the back of that, I'd probably also apply that to Metroid Prime Trilogy as well. I just think it's an enhanced experience because of the Wiimote and the Wii Nunchuck, and it makes it feel like, I think, because I always feel with Metroid Prime it's a thing where it's not actually some people mistake it for a first-person shoot 'em up, but really it's just a Metroid game in a first-person perspective, and I feel like that's a key differential that people fail to pick up, and I think just having the Wiimote, using the Wiimote and the Wii Nunchuck in that fashion kind of hammers that home and it enhances the experience as a result of that. So I think the new play control games on the Wii would be my perfect motion control experiences, even though technically they're not really. You could make the argument that they're not really motion control experiences.
On to question 4. 2015 wasn't the year to resurrect music game sales, as the sales of Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4 show. But what game genres would you like to see a return in 2016? Matthew?
I had a bit of trouble because there's not really a specific genre to pick out, but one that I did pick eventually was puzzles, because, and I'm hoping in a 3D environment, for example like Portal, because right now I think if it's a puzzle game it's more than likely that it's gonna be a puzzle platformer, because I've just been playing Tesla Grad on Xbox One. But yeah, puzzles, I really like them because instead of all the action in most games, it requires you to think logically, gets your brain working. And I like to think about solutions and stuff, so that's what I really want to see. And also, I would love, even if it's just a remake of the original trilogy, I would love to see a proper Professor Layton game. Not Layton 7 for the mobile, a proper Professor Layton game. Be it a completely new one, or a remake of the original trilogy from DS. I just want a good puzzle game that's not a puzzle platformer, basically.
Going up to Neil.
This is kind of a genre, but I want to see more 4-player arcade machine games without guns.
Ooh.
So stuff like, like you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and X-Men and Simpsons from Konami. I just feel that, we still get a good representation of most game genres. The thing we don't get is the big, nice arcade machines anymore, because arcades seem to have gone up the swan.
Yeah. Okay.
Specifically.
So scrolling beat 'em ups.
Yeah, but in an arcade machine.
You want to see scrolling beat 'em ups come back.
In an arcade machine, Because at the moment, you go to an arcade and you see basically everything you have to shoot. Or sit in a car.
Well, you also see Cut the Rope.
Yeah.
You also see Cut the Rope, the arcade machine, for some unknown reason.
Which is an app, basically, isn't it? But I think we want, we want the good arcade games back. That kind of thing again. 4-player, hack and slash, keep shooting, stick 50p in the machine, that kind of thing.
Sorry.
Some of the best scrolling beat 'em ups though, and I played a lot of them in the 90s. Showing my age yet again, age before beauty, as somebody said. I can't remember.
I'm not gonna live that down tonight, am I?
But, yeah, no. You might not. But yeah,
Minus point.
some of the best 2D scrolling beat 'em ups weren't 4-player though.
No, well, no.
But I
true.
said final fight.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
Capcom did a lot of 2-player scrolling beat 'em ups that were great in the
2-player
90s.
ones too, but the whole point, I think,
Yeah.
side-scrolling beat 'em up, hack and slash,
Yeah.
arcade machines, actually in an arcade as well. I just don't think that. I'd like to see that as a revival. Like I said, I think every other kind of genre of game is pretty much spoken for.
I mean, have they really gone away? Because a couple appear on PSN and Xbox Live.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Know,
But
games
it's
like
not in an arcade, is it?
double. Does it have to be in an arcade?
Okay, let's go over to Harrison. And Harrison, what's your answer for this question?
Probably light gun games.
Light
Although
gun.
I don't like gun games. I don't know how they'd come back because the technology is kind of too advanced now, and they don't really. The light gun games that we got on the Wii and 360 Connect and the PS3 Move didn't really work because they were going off of motion control rather than actual light gun technology. So I don't know how they'd come back, but I'd like to see light gun games come back if they could.
Okay.
You know, but the recent sales for the most recent Time Crisis games were not very good. So I don't know how.
And finishing out the rather shorter round, Mairéad, what genres would you like to see come back?
The return of the 3D platformer along the lines of Banjo-Kazooie, Rayman 2, and I can't wait for Yooka-Laylee. That was
Sure.
short and sweet, guys. It's the
That
best.
was.
To me, that's the best platformer of type of game, but that's me. I mean, different strokes for different blokes.
Super Mario Galaxy 3.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Like an
stop
NX.
it.
If that's the NX launch title, like that's gonna be brilliant.
Million sales in a
now,
weekend.
now you're just streaming. We all know the launch title's going to be New Super Mario Brothers NX. Come on.
Oh god.
Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding here?
Moving on. With rumours circulating that Smash Bros. Is going to be ported to the NX, speaking of which, what one character's inclusion would make you jump back in and buy the game again? So I just want this in one sweet word, guys. Let's start with Harrison.
Correct answer's got to be the Ice Climbers, hasn't it?
That's
definitely.
It's got to be.
That wasn't one
a
word.
good choice
got-
because a popular.
I don't care. I don't care.
Neil.
I'll leave it at that.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
No,
it's
Neil,
the
please. No,
yeah,
Neil, please.
Because Disney would give up the licensing for Spider-Man for
Hey,
free.
hey,
wouldn't they?
we
They give it up for
We didn't.
peanuts.
The question isn't what feasibly will happen. It's what would make you jump back in and buy it. Spider-Man, because then you've got Cloud versus Ryu versus Mario versus Spider-Man.
Well, if it's anybody from Disney, it's gonna be Sora. Like,
Is that
I'm just saying.
is that your answer, Matt?
No, that is not my answer.
What is your answer?
My answer, as you said, jump, I would say super jump back in because I chose Inklings from Splatoon.
Why?
Because
Oh, well, each to their own. Each to their own.
Sure, yeah. That's fine.
They're already a me costume, so... oh,
yeah,
that's just...
however, it's not a proper character, is it? No. I think that Inklings will have great potential for a really unique moveset. And plus, I think
So does Spider-Man.
Neil, please, I'm trying to give a point here.
But he's not the only issue is Spider-Man's not a great video game character, though. He's not an iconic video game
Exactly.
character.
Pretty damn iconic.
Anyway,
No, he's iconic, but he's not an iconic video game
He's the
character.
highest grossing comic book character in the world.
Neil, please.
Not a video game character.
video
There's
game.
plenty of
Okay.
Spider-Man games.
Anyway,
And
the
lastly-
question did not ask for a video game character. I will specify the question simply asked for what one character's inclusion.
Yeah. Mairéad, on that note, what character do you want to see included?
Please don't make me choose between my children.
I'm gonna have to make you choose between your children. One
I
answer.
can't choose
One
between
word.
my Wonder Red or my beautiful Joe. I can't.
oh
They're
no,
my
Wonder
children.
Red.
I can't choose between them.
It's gotta be Wonder Red.
You have to choose one.
then I would have to choose Red because Red hasn't had his proper time to shine.
Oh, you let the side you let the side down, Marie, man. Henshin a go-go.
Joe's already had a fighting game.
You let the side
Red
down.
has not. Red has let his time to shine. And if Red was there, in theory, his other wonderful ones could be costume changes and add a lot of variation to the gameplay.
Exactly.
Moving on to question 6, which I'm definitely keeping track of these. We're still waiting for Zelda Wii U to be released. To soothe us while we're waiting, remind us what is the best delayed game of all time? Harrison.
Wow. Okay, that's one hell of a question. The best delayed game of all time.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, I have to go back to the age before beauty thing again. I don't know if people. I don't know. If
I'm
people
asking a point because you
remember-
keep mentioning that.
I don't know if people remember the hype when people, between the end of the Street Fighter 2 era and waiting for Street Fighter 3 to drop, there was a lot of media buzz and media hype back around that time, and nobody had a clue what Capcom were going to do. So I feel like that's the best delayed game of all time, because the hype was kind of like off the scale. It's a long time. It's going back a long, long time ago.
I understand.
But people were kind of wondering
Matt,
what
what's
Capcom
your
were going to do with that.
Matt, what's your answer?
Technically, this was a delayed game. It's Smash Bros for 3DS. Technically, it was delayed.
Yeah, no, of course it was. Yeah, no, technically it was a delayed game.
Because in the
What's a delayed game, was it
yeah,
not?
in the Smash Direct, the first one, that was April the 8th, 2014, to be precise. Sakurai said that it was originally slated for summer 2014, but come E3, they changed it to October that year. So technically it was delayed, and Smash Bros is one of my favourite 3DS titles. It's always a good one to play on the go. If not, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, because that was delayed. But bonus points for Mighty Number 9. Like, gotta give them credit, like, for delaying it.
Still isn't out.
Yeah.
no, it's
gotta
like
give them
you're
credit
losing
for
2
like,
points
yeah.
for that. I'm sorry.
No, that was a joke, but I mean,
Wow.
Maybe you should
Joke.
lose 9.
oh my god.
Maybe not. That'd be a bit harsh, but yeah. Wow.
Like, I've got, like,
No.
that was a joke, but I mean, like,
No, it's a joke now.
God's
Now that you're
sake.
losing points.
Yeah.
no, but my pick was Smash Bros for 3DS. Let's just leave it at that.
That's cool. Mairéad.
Skyward Sword. Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I did actually have to research this because I remember buying my Wii Motion Plus adapter when I was in Japan the first time on my honeymoon back in 2010, and I remember the game wasn't out yet. I don't even think it had a finalized name.
I remember it being very late before they said it was Skyward Sword as the final name.
Yeah, because I remember thinking I have to buy this for the new Zelda because I remember it would have Motion Plus, and I didn't have a Motion Plus controller at the time, so I had to buy the adapter.
Alright.
And according to the articles I've read, it was delayed slightly, but it was still delayed, and it's a beautiful game.
Fair enough.
Everyone needs to play it.
Yeah, everybody does.
Neale Maker, what's your answer?
Do I lose points or not gain points for not going with a Nintendo franchise?
No, of course not.
It can be a Nintendo choice.
Yeah.
Nothing in the question said it had to be a Nintendo choice.
Because I was going to say Team Fortress 2. Because that was due
Okay.
to release about 2000 and then got brought out about 11 years later. But actually, I'm going to go with
Yeah.
Splinter Cell on the GameCube. My reason being, I mean, Splinter Cell is one of my all-time favourite games. It was delayed because obviously it came out as an Xbox exclusive to start with. It didn't come out on a GameCube until about June 2003, so
Yeah.
6 or 7 months later. So because of, I don't know, it was like problems with the port and
Gremlins.
everything like that. But that to me is probably one of my favourite games ever, and it just I got really annoyed because I had a GameCube and not an Xbox. That it was delayed coming to GameCube.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that one
Fair enough.
for more personal
Cool.
reasons.
So, did we mention the fact that DS London is 10 years old? Next question.
I don't think
DS
you
I'm
did.
pretty sure I
Dear
mentioned that
London-
when I went on holiday on my honeymoon a few months ago.
Jeez.
Do we DS London aside, what is your favourite anniversary in gaming? And so we're gonna go over to Harrison for this one. Harrison.
Okay, probably not a surprise for anybody here, but I'm gonna go with Street Fighter again. Street Fighter 2 turned 20. Street Fighter 2: The World Warrior turned 25 years old back in February. In 2017, Street Fighter, the whole franchise in itself, will be 30 years old. Redefined the beat 'em up genre. It's a reference point for every beat 'em up that has ever come around since. Even Nintendo acknowledged that by putting Ryu it acknowledged its importance by putting Ryu in Smash Brothers. So, that's probably the one that's going for me. Just so many for an old age pensioner like myself. There were a lot of fantastic gaming memories from Street Fighter. So yeah, that's for me.
Neil.
So I took this in a slightly different route. So instead of an anniversary of like a 20th, 25th, 30th, I just go with yearly anniversary. And that is the anniversary, going to pull on the heartstrings here, of Game Blast. Obviously, where every year people all over the country, sometimes all over the world, do a 24-hour stream to raise money for special effects, which is an amazing cause. And I'm not doing that for sympathy points. I just think that is probably the best anniversary in gaming because it doesn't matter what game you're playing on what console. If you do a bit of stream, people can donate money to you, and then that money goes to an amazing cause.
That's really good.
That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Mairéad.
I would say the Zelda 25th anniversary, because they did so much for it, to the communities. They did the tour with the symphonic orchestra, and that was just amazing to be part of a community that huge. And also Skyward Sword will release that year, and they also referenced the 25th anniversary within that game, and I think that whole year, that whole celebration was just giving back to the fans and giving back to the community. The amount of work they've done, I think it's just an amazing anniversary of gaming.
Fair enough.
Beautiful. Matt, round us off.
My one was Pokemon 20th, which was very recent. The reason why I chose this because they had the re-releases of the originals, giving people to go back to nostalgia and stuff like that, and people that never experienced originals like myself to experience this older generation, which is kind of weird. We're getting a new generation. Yeah, I know. I'm 17, but here I am.
Please stop. Please stop.
I literally have a game cartridge that is older than you.
Please stop saying that.
I'm sorry. Anyway, we're getting.
I've got games on MAME that are older than you.
Okay. Let's not bring age into this.
Right.
Guys, stop picking on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. We're getting a new generation this year, Generation 7. I think we're getting the coolest spin-offs this year. We're getting Detective Pikachu. Hopefully that's coming out over here at least. And we're also getting Pokken, which is coming out at the end of this week.
It's the only spin-off that matters.
Yeah, it really does. And I think, in terms of, the day itself, I think it was good. Because, there was the movies streaming on the official channel. A lot of games were streaming on the official channel as well. And the Super Bowl ad as well. It was, celebrating the 20th anniversary. Really popular. I think the number one Super Bowl commercial there was. I actually love the logo. The logo is so cool. They're doing a lot of merchandise. But yeah, and I feel that with the Mario one last year, and I think Zelda this year, I feel that all they've really done is minimal compared to this one, because last year with Mario, sure you've got Super Mario Maker, which is great. But that's all you really had, apart from that one part in the digital event as well. And then this year with Zelda, we don't really know anything apart from 3 games, all of which will probably be fantastic. I'm playing Twilight Princess HD right now, and I'm just loving it. And we still got Zelda U, and probably will come to NX as well. But nothing really seems special, in terms year round. Whereas Pokemon 20th seems to be doing that. From my point of view,
I totally agree with you about the Super Bowl advert. You can criticize Nintendo for a lot of things, but they are the masters of doing gaming nostalgia.
Yeah, certainly.
They are the masters at that.
May I drop in a little random piece of trivia?
Okay.
Of course you can.
In Singapore, the Pokemon logo is red. It's this kind of reddish magenta color. I don't know why, but it is.
There we are. Okay, I have a little secret to confess about this question. If anyone actually listens to Fighting Talk, you know they have a Voice of the Nation question. I tweeted out a Twitter poll for this question to see what everyone's thoughts were. And 2 bonus points are going to the winner of that. And that was Mathew, who got 67% of the vote for Pokemon, followed by 29% for Zelda, 4% for Street Fighter. And if you've done your maths correctly, you realise that's 0% for Game Blast.
What?
I know. So sad.
That's awful.
That is awful. I guess no one really heard your impassioned speech, so they don't really know what's coming from.
What was
that.
a good anniversary? Raising money for charity, or
or pocket monsters,
or little monsters, or slave, or capturing monsters and slave.
Don't let the bitterness consume you. Don't let the bitterness consume you. Just take the loss and move on.
Okay.
Charity for that.
Seeing as we've got 2 questions left, I'm just going to go through the scores quite quickly. In last place at the moment is Mairéad.
Oh well.
1 point behind Harrison, who's a point behind Matt, who's 2 points behind Neale.
Oh, come on.
Okay. So, actually, there's 3 questions left. There's 2 questions, but here we go.
2 questions.
Carry on from Pokemon, winning that good old thing.
Thank you.
Question number 8 is, Pokemon is 20. What is your favourite Pokemon memory of the past 20 years? We will start with Harrison.
I think probably a personal favourite Pokemon memory of mine is playing a lot of multiplayer. A lot of multiplayer on Pokemon Stadium on the N64. The mini games are all fantastic. I feel like Pokemon Stadium is probably the best, pound for pound, probably the best Pokemon spin-off game. If you can call it a spin-off. I feel like it's a spin-off game, but I think it's probably one of the better titles, if not the best spin-off title in the Pokemon franchise. So that's a personal favourite memory of mine over the last 20 years.
Fair enough.
Matthew.
Playing Pokemon Diamond because it was my first main game into the RPG thing, as well as Pokemon, of course. And I was not starting it for a long time because I was stuck in the house, didn't know how to exit the house for like the longest time. And while I was on the bus one day, I realised how to exit the house. So I went home that night, rummaged through like this little box I had full of stuff, completely emptied it, and then I started Pokemon Diamond, and there I go. I absolutely loved it. I played it like 3 times. I think other than like Kid Icarus Uprising, it's the only game that I've played like multiple times. So Pokemon Diamond has been really special. So definitely Pokemon Diamond.
Neale.
Mine's a bit more recent. Mine was the 2014 Pokemon Nationals up in Manchester. Main reason being is it was the first time I met people who were becoming really good friends. The 2 people I'm talking about there, Marty Bennett and James Bowden, our illustrious community manager leader. It was the first time I got to meet them properly in person after countless emails, countless podcasts, etc., etc., etc. And at the same time, I was able to buy a Pikachu plush because I also got told that I was being a godfather for the first time to a boy. So I had to buy him his own first Pokemon as well while I was there at the Pokemon Nationals, and I was able to hand that over, and it's now sat on his bedside table. He's about 2 now, obviously, coming up. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Mairéad.
Buying Pokemon Silver with money I had earned from babysitting, playing it on and off that launch night until I reached Whirl Islands on the first evening. I came out of Whirl Islands. It was 4 a.m. That was dawn in game. It's the first time I've ever seen dawn in Pokemon Silver, and it's such a magical memory for me. Yes, I can't do that anymore because I get really tired at night, but that was such a magical thing to just get that far and just come out of that island to that game's sun after wandering in that dark, dingy island for what felt like an eternity. To just
you can get around the tiredness. Just claim more coffee on your health insurance.
I couldn't at the time. I must have been like... This was when the game came out, Harrison. I was maybe like 10 or 12.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to give coffee to kids then.
Don't give coffee to your kids, guys.
Probably nix that. Yeah, you can tell how I'm thinking about that by just saying probably. Probably.
That is my memory, and it's one that, like, no matter how much the games have evolved by looks, details, changing of weathers, it will never take that from me. It was such a beautiful memory on playing it on a Game Boy Color at the time, and no matter how fancy they get, that dull colors palette will always just it's just a beautiful memory for me to hold. So bright, so colorful.
So we're going to the final question here. What is the best special effect or power up in video games? Neil.
Oh, best special effect or power up in video games.
Yeah.
I believe this is a double-edged sword here. This could screw me over in the final points.
Oh.
I'm going to
choose
say,
wisely.
the Chibi Robo Amiibo on the Chibi Robo 3DS.
Oh no, that's not fair. That's not fair. You're playing bias to him now.
No,
Like,
no, because that
he has
actually
Chibi
makes...
in his name.
You're not even listening to some of the reason here. The main
Okay.
reason is because it actually makes that game fun.
Okay. Cool. And Mairéad.
Oh.
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yoshi's power.
Yeah?
And he's awesome.
Yoshi.
And he adds drums. Drums, guys. Drums.
Oh,
I thought that was Donkey Kong.
No, Yoshi
No.
adds a drumming sound to the background noise when Mario is on his back.
Yeah. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
Yep. Yoshi.
Matt.
does the final smash count? Or
It's a power up. Yes, it does.
oh
count.
yeah, so it's the final smash. Like clearly it has to be because like Smash Bros. Like I think anybody, even if they're like rubbish at it, I think they would still like to play it regardless of their gaming preferences if it had to be any Nintendo game. So
Yeah.
being able to like whip one of these out and unleash it, and how each character has their own unique one, like how Luigi has his Poltergust, Pikachu uses Fold Tackle, which is a move exclusive to him. Let's see what else. Oh, Pit has the 3 Sacred Treasures. That's really awesome. From Kid Icarus Uprising. But yeah, it's just and how Robin summons Chrom, because we thought Chrom was going to be in Smash, but but he's still in there, and it's awesome. But every final Smash is just so satisfying to pull off. Cloud's, Omni Slash, Bayonetta's, Infernal Climax. It's just.
We get the point. You like the
satisfying.
final smash.
Yes, I like the final
Yeah.
Smash. Sorry, I'm going.
There's
on.
a lot of them. You don't have to name all 64 of them. It's fine.
But yeah, it's final Smash.
Harrison.
Probably for me. God, best best power up. I'll go with best power up. I don't think I've ever felt about a power up the way I did the first time I used Mario's wing cap in Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
That was just brilliant. Just being able to fly around that way, and have that context, that freedom. Or it felt like you, because of it being 3D, it felt like you had that freedom. And I think there's always been a sense of fun attached to Mario having the ability to fly, because it's always been a fun experience, like the cape in Super Mario World, or the Tanuki tail in Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah.
There's just always been that kind of fun and sense to it. So I think for me, a great power up is well, anytime Mario has flight, but probably the wing cap in Mario 64.
Okay, so that's all of the questions done with. We're just going to move on to any other business. So I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes just to talk about anything they like, and they can earn points to this round as well. So we'll start with Mairéad.
In relation to gaming?
Anything you like.
I was expecting somebody else to go first.
Do you want someone else? Someone else
I
just go
wasn't, I wasn't
first?
expecting to go first. Sorry, I hadn't prepared.
Okay,
anything
I'm
for
gonna
this.
send Matt. Matt, you can go first if you like.
Okay, so if you don't know where I have come from, I have come from my own podcast, Nintendo Podcast System. It's like this one, but obviously better. Like, I'm just saying. No, of course not.
There
No,
you
you
go.
still have to point for that, so.
No, it's just
Losing points.
it's
there,
just as
really
good.
Losing points.
Yeah, I'm just joking. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just as good as this one. If you like this one, then you'll like Nintendo Podcast System as well. I also write for a site. It's called VGTribune.com. I'm the only English writer. I'm the only one from the UK writing there. And every Monday I do this article called Music Monday, where I just where me and a couple of other people on the site pick our like music for the week. For example, last week I picked a Malamart's remix from Twilight Princess, and then another person chose Flying Battery Zone from Sonic 3. So it's this fun way to celebrate gaming music every week, every Monday. And then I'm also trying to get more reviews done. My latest one was Paper Mario. I'm trying to get one done for Tesla Grad. What else? I'm trying to do more articles as well. Let's see. I do like anime. That's just something about me. Of course, Nintendo.
Okay, that gives me an idea of what we're actually allowed to talk about.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know if to add or minus points for anime though. I don't know how we're gonna call them.
I'm just saying. God.
Well, I didn't know
You
what
said
our topics were going to be
anything.
where we're keeping it directly
You
to
said anything.
gaming.
Actually, yes, and also I'll direct this to gaming. I'm really hoping for Splatoon anime. I'll just say that.
There is manga.
Yeah, there is manga, so I'm hoping for an adaptation. But anyway, off of anime.
And on to someone else if that's alright.
Okay, fine. Like, but yeah, just follow me. I know. Sorry, go on for a bit. Just
Minute 2 is fine, you know. Mairéad,
Right.
I think you're ready now.
Yeah. Okay. I will try and keep this a little bit shorter. I like to play games. I
Yeah.
play Animal Crossing in both English and in Japanese on my console. My Japanese console is left open as a shared town for other users. As Lee may have mentioned earlier on, I am a fan of Beautiful Joe, and I am primarily learning Japanese so that I can translate the untranslatable stuff from Beautiful Joe. There has been comics and manga and books, all sorts of stuff written that has never been translated. There has also been a 2 series of the anime, and I suppose I'm going to lose points for mentioning it. The second season of anime was never translated into English, into Portuguese and Japanese, but never English. So I'm currently working with someone on that to translate those. I also contribute into the Wonderful 101 fandom if people are wandering on Tumblr or DeviantArt. And I also scribble, do drawings, and drink lots of tea and squash, and I like cats. Is that enough?
Yeah, you just lost another point for I like cats.
Excuse me. I grow catnip. I have incredibly happy visiting cats. They love me. I'm the local junkie.
Neil, how's it going?
It's going good.
What's your only other business?
So, chances are, if you listen to this, you go to video game meetups. So, make sure you are going on StreetPassUK.co.uk to search wherever you are across the country for your local Nintendo gaming community. There are probably close to about 60 or 70 of them now, so there's loads. We also do a podcast that Lee is on as well.
Yeah.
Which is normally fortnightly, with the odd exception. 2 other things I want to say as well. Make sure that if you're donating to a charity, it's Game Blast. I know I've gone on about them once already, and you guys have gone on about them, but they are a fantastic charity. Check them out. Specialeffect.co.uk. They basically use your money to be able to help disabled children and adults be able to play video games where they would be unable to otherwise. And find one. Congratulations to DS London on 10 years. It's fantastic.
Tap, 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 tap.
It's amazing, and well done.
You're in the final. You can stop. Yeah, you're in the final. That's cool. We're good.
No,
Okay.
I just wanted to say, and I hope as many people come to your 10th anniversary meet as possible, because it's raising money for special effects.
Yeah, currently on Sunday night, there's 3 tickets left. So if you're still listening to this and somehow this got in the morning, buy a ticket now, please. Bye. Harrison.
Okay, I'm just gonna be all corporate about it and tell people that you should always look to get involved with DS London and follow us however you take your social media or wherever you can find us. So you can find us on Twitter at DS London. We are on also Instagram and Tumblr. Search for DS London UK.
Yeah.
On Tumblr and Instagram, and you'll find us there.
The tag we usually use on Tumblr is DS London. I think the page is dslondonuk.tumblr.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can change the tag, so I can change it so that it's this is DS London UK. Sorry.
And don't forget to leave a review on iTunes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's Lee's job to beg for the iTunes reviews.
But he may forget about it. So
Yeah, so that's that. No, he trust me. This is Lee we're talking about. He won't forget. so yeah. Basically, yeah. You can also find us on meetup.com/DS London, our original site. We're also on YouTube as well. Search for DS London UK and search for us on Facebook, DS London, and that's the first thing you'll find. So yeah, plenty of ways to get in touch with us and keep track of what we're doing. So please get on that.
Cool. Right, so we're going to move on to the final. Let's go for the scores then. Before then, in last place with 27 points is Harrison.
No,
I feel thankful that you plugged DS London, but it didn't get any points. Basically, is the problem.
yeah, well, whatever, man.
In third place,
I should still be getting points for you on account of you insulting me, but whatever. Anyway,
a joint last place with Harrison was Matt. 28 points.
Is it because I didn't like Jaffa cakes? Like, are we still holding that grudge?
I think it's back to the anime more than anything else.
Oh, cheers.
And second points with 29 was Mairéad.
Hey.
Yep.
And in first place was Neale with 32.
Wait.
Wow.
Well done, Neale.
Well done, Neale.
the boyhood dream
I
has
know.
come alive for Neale Maker.
Oh.
Exactly. Although I feel like I've added this up wrong, but who cares? Anyway, so we move on to defend the indefensible. We're going to put you, Mairéad and Neale against each other. Neale, you had more points, so would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second, please.
Okay. Mairéad?
Yep.
You're going to have 30 seconds to defend what I'm about to say. When I say, and no matter how bad it is, you have to defend it. You're going to have 30 seconds. Yeah, just do as best as you can, okay?
Yes.
Right, so your horrible statement to defend is this. Nintendo should just scrap the NX and follow in Rare's footsteps and make Kinect games for Xbox One.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's the best thing they should do. I mean, forget the NX. Rubbish console, rubbish name, rubbish idea. We totally need more Motion Plus games. We totally need to go with Microsoft. I mean, they've got the money. They're cancelling all these rubbish studios just so they can take on Nintendo. Nintendo's the best thing they could ever take on. I mean, Nintendo's got this huge fan base. It would just bring so much more money into Microsoft and bring so much fans into Microsoft and all its gamings and all its phones. It's fantastic, utterly fantastic.
Wow, that was actually genuinely really good.
I don't
Okay.
think I could do that. I don't think I could have done that. Like,
I feel dirty hearing those words and agreeing with them, and it's like, oh, this is
I
actually
will
decent
wash,
points.
but I will never be clean again. But I did it.
Neale,
Right, this is going to be
here.
tough.
You got a tough act to follow here. Right, Neale, your statement to defend for 30 seconds is as follows. StreetPass Portsmouth are undoubtedly the greatest StreetPass group in the UK.
Oh. Is this because of
They
what
blatantly are, and I'll tell you why. They beat StreetPass Southampton at Super Smash Brothers at the Super Smash Brothers National. They absolutely owned us 2-0. They have the best winners of tournaments. I should say that. You know, the winners of their Pokemon tournaments are always the best. It's a better city. Better organisers.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, better organisers, and they're blatantly going to beat Southampton when StreetPass Portsmouth goes against StreetPass Southampton.
Wow.
They have regular meetups, unlike us. Yeah.
Wow, that was tough.
That was
and
worse.
I must have really
than me
hurt to say
having
those words.
That was worse than me having to say that Digimon was better than Pokemon for special effect.
You didn't even earn any money for this. This is the worst. I'm so sorry. Mairéad has got that though. I'm so sorry. That was her argument for that. Well, like, maybe Rare should buy Nintendo. No, this is a horrible idea. What am I talking about? So yeah.
Oh, God.
Mairéad is tonight's champion.
Hey.
Wow. See, guys, drinking tea helps.
I can't believe you did that to me.
I can't believe he did
sorry.
that to me either. He made me say the M word, the
He
bad
made
M
me
word.
say Portsmouth was better than Southampton.
Just to give everyone a clue into how the podcast works, I had the first question about the NX, so that was always going to be the first one. And the second question was StreetPass London or StreetPass Portsmouth, whoever ended up being in the final, basically. So, yeah. If you'd have said to go first, you'd have had the NX question, and Mairéad would be defending why StreetPass London is the best StreetPass group in the UK.
But they are.
Thank you.
Obviously.
They are.
So-
There's no argument there. They are. They clearly are.
That's
She's
my
now
group.
last.
They have-
I win.
That's my
So
group.
thank you to my guests. Thank you to Neil.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Why someone else
Thank you
say
to
thank you
Matt.
for me?
I'm sorry. I felt like he was just directing it to all of us. I'm sorry.
You said thank you, Neil.
Why did I say thank you?
I did say thank you, Neil. Thank you, Neil.
Oh, thank you, Lee. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Harrison.
Cheers.
Thank you, Mairéad.
Domo arigato, Lee-chan.
And that's it, isn't it? So
Yeah,
thank you to
yeah,
Matt
that's
as well.
it. No, thank you. It was an honour being on with you guys.
And thank you all for listening, and have a great night, day, or whenever you're listening to this. Cheers.
Stay
Bye.
fresh.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Don't do it. Her cups of tea are dodgy.
They're proper Irish tea, I shall have you know, young man.
Proper Irish tea.
And there's no shortage of biscuits in my house.
Ah, well, there you go.
Well, it
There
depends
you
on what's
go.
biscuits.
There
It
you-
depends
there
on
you
what
go.
biscuits.
Neil.
There you
Jaffa
go.
cakes, and there is
Well-
probably some hobnobs in the cupboard.
Let's get
Oh,
back
If
to
you're
this
lucky, there
podcast,
might be a
Neil.
bourbon.
I guess they're alright. They're not chocolate digestives. They're like.
Could we please
Look,
get back to this
look,
podcast?
to be fair, she's got Jaffa cakes. That's all you need.
I don't like
Come
Jaffa
on.
cakes.
Gonna start minusing
That's all you
points for
need.
biscuit references.
Well, what did you just say? You don't like Jaffa
No,
cakes? Look, Lee, deduct some points, please.
no, please, no, Lee.
That's why I have hobnobs for people
Oh,
that don't
no,
like
Lee,
Jaffa
no.
cakes.
Right.
Never-
Why don't
Go
you all
back.
be quiet? Let me answer the question.
Sorry.
Exactly. You're losing points for mentioning biscuits at
Right.
the moment.